Another exciting match in IPL 8 and Mumbai Indians finally registering their first win. Welcome to Lights Camera Cricket and we will talk all about that exciting match. Mumbai Indians registered their first win of IPL 8 beating Bangalore by 18 runs. Chasing a mammoth 210, Bangalore never looked in control with Harbhajan Singh being the pick of the bowlers for Mumbai, dismissing 3 RCB batsmen. AB de Villiers though seemed to be taking the match away with his blistering knock of 41 runs coming of just 11 deliveries. But Jasprit Bumrah saved the day for Mumbai. Mumbai Indians posted the first 200 of IPL 8 riding high on the power hitting of Lendl Simmons and Unmukt Chand. Both players scored magnificent 50s and were ably supported by skipper Rohit Sharma who hit 42 of just 15 deliveries. David Wiese though picked up 4 wickets for Bangalore as Mumbai finished with 209 for 7. Nikhil, great match out there. Mumbai finally registering their first win of IPL 8. We have to talk about the batting first of all. It was never going to be easy for Bangalore with 209 runs posted by Mumbai out there.
Absolutely. But I'm just happy for Mumbai's sake. At least they got their batting on a roll. They got some momentum. And I think it's the first 45-run stand, the opening stand, and then Lendl Simmons just took on. Unmukt Chand, I think the Delhi boy, he's played an outstanding knock. You know, the couple of shots that he hit, phenomenal. And then Rohit, that 40-odd in very, very quick time, just catapulted the whole score from 170, 180, taking it 209. At one stage, the number of wickets that they had in hand, Radhika, I just felt that maybe they go past 209, but they lost those 3 wickets in very quick succession. And they ended up at 209. This game would have been much, much closer had AB de Villiers not got out because he was looking very dangerous. 40-odd, he got out. I think, like you said, Bumrah saved the day for Mumbai.
Probably Bumrah saved the day out there for Mumbai. Dada, what do you have to say? The way AB de Villiers was going on, had Jasprit Bumrah not got him out at that point of time, do you think Bangalore would have actually chased down those 209?
It was a big ask for AB de Villiers. In any way, he played out of his skins here. 41 of 11 deliveries. Can you imagine? That was some knock. And when you keep hitting all the time, yes, as Nikhil said, there will be days when he will get past the total, but most number of days he will find the field as it happened today. It was a very good cameo, but I think the RCB were way behind the asking rate. You know, Chris Gayle had a very indifferent game. I thought they bowled very well up front to him. They didn't give him any pace to hit both Malinga and Jasprit Bumrah. They just kept bowling slower balls to him at the top of the order. So I think the Mumbai Indians came out with a plan. Their bowling is a worry. In spite of putting so much pressure on the RCB, they still went on to make more than 180. So that's an area which is a concern for Mumbai Indians. Good to see Harbhajan Singh bowl well. I think he's a terrific cricketer and it's good to see him stand up under pressure. But Mumbai Indians are that sort of a side, you know, who will have a bumpy ride in this IPL because they're not the greatest side in this tournament.
In fact, Dada, I was going to quiz you about the Mumbai bowling out here because they had a big total to defend, 209, obviously the first 200 plus total of IPL 8. The way they bowled, if we look at Harbhajan Singh, obviously he performed exceptionally today at picking those 3 wickets. But other than that, Malinga, we've been saying that he's not as bright as he used to be. The other bowlers also, were you unhappy with the way the rest of the Mumbai bowlers contributed apart from Harbhajan Singh today?
See, it's a very difficult ground to defend, the Chinnaswamy Stadium, because it travels. You look at the number of sixes hit in Chinnaswamy Stadium and in other grounds of the world, there's a massive difference because I don't know why. Maybe because of altitude, the ball travels a lot on that ground. I don't think anything less than 180 is a safe score on that ground. The Mumbai Indians got more, the RCB got 180. So I think the Mumbai Indians have done well. I think they did bowl very well up front with the new ball and that worked for them. I thought it was a good effort from the Mumbai Indians.
Also, Dada, like Nikhil had mentioned, that cameo from Rohit Sharma became really important for Mumbai out there because had they probably scored that 180 or 90, Bangalore would have definitely chased it down. So Rohit Sharma played a captain's knock today and was very critical towards the end of that total that Mumbai finally achieved and put in front of Bangalore.
Yeah, absolutely. I think every knock is important. Every contribution is important in T20 cricket. Rohit Sharma was outstanding. There's no doubt about it. What stands out for me is is that he adjusts at different batting orders. He started the season as an opener, played superbly against the Knight Riders in the first game where he almost got 100, but then because of the team he had to come in the middle order, and once again here he's adjusted well. So you got to give credit to Rohit Sharma. He's leading the side, and I think he's leading the side from the front, which is so good to see, because there's always been talent with Rohit Sharma, and it's good to see him maturing and playing according to the situation.
Nikhil, Bara player of the day actually happens to be Lendl Simmons. He scored that 59 runs up top, and he had come into the side, and Mumbai were looking to get, those nice beginnings, opener contributing, and he did a brilliant job because he's the one who set up those 209 runs.
It makes all the difference. The opening stand in any form, any format of the game. Mumbai was struggling because, with Finchy, and after that very first game when Rohit got that 90 odd, they were struggling. There's hardly any partnerships. There were used to be 20 or 3 wickets down, or 15, 2 wickets down, and then the middle order had to literally catch up. And number 3 and 4, Tare as well as Ambati Raidu weren't doing the trick as well. So it's very important that, unfortunate that Finch got injured. You had a new opening pair coming. You had some sort of stand, a platform for that middle order to go out there and fire, because they don't, as it is, have too many of these key players who've been in form. So for that platform to fire, thanks to Lendl Simmons' innings, at least they had that. And Rohit could go out there and play very freely, because in the previous games when he came to bat in that middle order, he had to build on a partnership and then carry the momentum forward. So at least, thankfully, Simmons getting runs for them right at the top is going to make a big difference if he continues in this sort of form.
That was a big difference, Nikhil. And also, Dada, we have to speak about Unmukt Chand, because he's been somebody who was built up a lot. He's been somebody who's started off obviously with that under-19 World Cup victory, and from there on probably the last few IPLs he's not been that great. This IPL also you would have expected a lot from Unmukt, but here was in today's match, in pressure, Mumbai losing all those matches, he came and he's made that amazing partnership with Simmons, and that is what took Mumbai to that total.
Yeah, absolutely. Platform is important. There's no doubt about it, and it was more important for him to score with Rohit Sharma coming down the order. There was no Corey Anderson, who's out with an injury. So there are holes in this Mumbai team, and you only become a good side when the rest of the players stand up. As you said, Lendl Simmons stood up, and even Unmukt Chand played a good knock, but they'll have to be consistent. It's a good win for Mumbai. It's a win away from home, and they will have to get back into the tournament. A loss here today could have actually pushed them a long way back. So it's a good win for them, and you want everyone to fire. And I think that's what they need to look from now on, because there's enough experience off the field, the likes of Ponting, Tendulkar, Kumble. I'm sure there's no less firepower off the field. But when it comes on the field, which actually makes a difference, the rest of the players will have to stand up.
Dadi, do you think, Mumbai got 209 on the board? Do you still get that confident feeling looking at the Mumbai bowling attack? If they were looking to defend 170, not the Chinnaswamy, any other ground, do you think they would have found it easy to defend?
I think they'll have to find a way to defend, Nikhil. If you're defending 117 T20 cricket, more number of times you should be on the winning side. They got smashed by Chennai a couple of days ago when McCullum and Dwayne Smith just took the game away from them. They will have such days as well. But the important thing in IPL is to forget about the next day and wake up and get ready for the future match, because you never know what happens in T20 cricket. It could be someone else's day, and he could just take you out of the game. So I think the Mumbai Indians have won today. They need to forget it and then find a way to win the next one. That's what the Rajasthan Royals are doing so well. Shane Watson came into this game. They knew it's a big game. Chennai are a good bowling side, so they got in a better batsman at the top of the order. So I think the Mumbai Indians also need to play the same way and assess and reassess their game plans as per the team they are playing.
The other T20 cricket is a lot about theatrics as well, and we did see some from Kieron Pollard today. Obviously a little bit of tiff out there with the referee umpire, and he decided to actually put a band on his face so that he doesn't talk for the rest of the match. What do you have to say about that?
He's got to be careful though. It's fine, everything's fine in good humor, good banter, but he's just got to be careful that you don't fall on the wrong side of the umpires and get banned or fines. Fine, but if Kieron Pollard gets banned in this Mumbai team, it's going to be even more problems. But I think it was good humor. And that's the typical West Indian flair. You had Curtly Ambrose in our days who would just come and stare at you and not even utter a word. So they're a different breed though with the Caribbeans, and they live their life and play their cricket completely different from the way we think.
Dada, Nikhil was actually talking about the bowling of, the way Bombay bowled and probably if they would have been able to defend a 180. But he also made a very good point that towards the end, Bangalore were able to pull Mumbai back. Those quick wickets towards the end, the way David Rees took those 4 wickets. You think Mumbai would have probably wanted to get another 15-20 runs on the board, and they should have got those runs as well?
See, there is no limit. You keep playing well and you keep scoring runs. When you walk out to bat in a T20 game, you don't look at a target. You just keep playing every delivery and every over. The opposition has also come to play, and they will come back in the game at some stage. I thought 210 was a big score, and when Mumbai Indians got 210, 90% of the people would have been backing them to win, and I'm not surprised that they won the game.
Nadeem, the young left-arm bowler McClenaghan bowling with Lasith Malinga. What do you make of him?
I've seen him in international cricket as well. Yeah, he's average, Nikhil. He's not outstanding. And Mumbai Indians are worried about their bowling. That's the reason they've played another overseas fast bowler along with Lasith Malinga, and it's because of the effect the Chennai Super Kings game had on them. So I'm not surprised that another fast bowler is back. But McClenaghan can do that much. He's born and brought up in New Zealand conditions where there's a bit more zip, there's a bit more swing in the air, and it's a different ball game. But when you come on these flat pitches in India, especially at the Chinnaswamy Stadium where it just travels, life can become very, very hard for the fast bowlers.
Difficult life out there for Mumbai, obviously registering their first win of IPL 8, and that is something that the team will take as a positive as they go ahead in the tournament. Let's take a look at the points table as well, because that victory of Mumbai has definitely taken them up ahead in the points table. Mumbai have moved to 1 place above Bangalore. So obviously Bangalore with that loss have moved to the last place. So that is something which is happy ending out there for Bombay. Rajasthan obviously comfortable at the top with Chennai second. So these matches obviously will change a lot of things, and Mumbai will be hoping to take that momentum forward.
Absolutely. 5 out of 5 Rajasthan, that is phenomenal.
So obviously Rajasthan in phenomenal touch out there, and Mumbai registering their first win, so it's not that bad for them. Hopefully they can continue this form going ahead into the tournament. So that was a great match for Mumbai, the first win. Let us see if Mumbai can continue this form. That is all that we have in this edition of Lights Camera Cricket. Thanks.